Well, we're setting up for the opening bell here this morning, and I'm just taking a look at the numbers for the week on the S&P 500. It looks like we're setting up for a very small gain of about 0.25%,
hey, big
right?
Money.
And considering that recently we have been seeing some weakness, the past 3 weeks have been down weeks for the S&P 500. So this would break that losing streak, although in pretty mild fashion, right, with just about 0.25% increase. So more of us, like we had sort of that big reset, that big digestion of rate reset expectations. Now the 10-year gets to 4% and across the yield curve gets to 4%. And now maybe there's a little drift. We'll see what ends up happening with that. There's the opening bell. It looks like Time Inc. is ringing the old Time Inc., now Time Magazine, I guess, is ringing the opening bell there this morning as we are looking at a little bit of positivity to end the week. I mean, as I said, if we're just looking at 0.25% gain for the week on the S&P, that could be wiped out relatively easily, but it does look like that we are pointing in a positive direction in today's session. So we'll see if we keep it there that way for the remainder of the day. Brad, as we look at the Interactive, what kind of action are we seeing to get things up? Oh, look, we have the weekly chart.
I got the full week pulled up for you.
It.
You know, you set them up and we knock them down here. All right, S&P 500 up fractionally over the course of the first 38 seconds of the trading session here today. But over the past 5 days, holding on to a net gain of about 0.7%. Tech-heavy NASDAQ, that's higher over the past 5 days by about 1.1%. We'll round that off to higher this morning by about 0.5%. And additionally, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, that's up by 0.25% out of the gate this morning. Let's take a look at some of that sector activity as we're tracking. It's just been a huge week, Julie. There's been so much going on in terms of the investor days from Tesla. You got a plethora of earnings that have come out, both from retail as well as some of the software companies as well. And so all that considered here, let's take a 5-day look at just how everything has done over that course of time. This is a 5-day look for you. We're just taking a look at the intraday. We'll get back to that. But overall, you've got about 4 laggards on the week. Utilities pulling up the caboose on the week, but leading the gains on the week up by about 3.2% on the sector performance is materials here. So that is higher out of the gate this morning as well. And now let's put this back on an intraday view here. You've got about 9 out of 11 S&P 500 sectors in positive territory, led this morning by communication services. That's up by 0.9%. Energy is pulling up the rear. That's down by about 1% right now. And just brief look at the mega cap tech stocks. On the NASDAQ, there we go. All right, on the river, it comes up. Apple, that's higher by about 1.2%. Amazon, 0.9% to move higher there. Tesla, perhaps rebounding just a little bit here on the day. It's up by about 1.6%. And then you've got Microsoft, Google with some fractional gains. Meta Platforms up 2% right now.
Yeah, Apple, we're going to talk about later. Morgan Stanley call on the company. We're going to get to that.